All right, let's take it to the board here with five-star defensive end Richard Wesley. And he, of course, gained some social media attention when he jumped into the pool with Dan Lanning there celebrating the commitment. And that was all of, 2 weeks ago, everyone. So take the towel, dry off, and go find another pool, I guess, with another head coach. But for right now, Richard Wesley is still on the market.
Well, we broke down his commitment, a couple weeks ago when we knew that he's a talented guy right there in the backyard of California, not too far away from Eugene, of course, out of Sierra Canyon, a storied program out there in California. Probably one of the best edge rushers that I see coming out. Of the country in a long, long time. Mark, we broke him down. He's a number 2 overall edge rusher, number 3 player to come out of California. We're hearing that there's still a possibility that he comes back to the Ducks, but again, he wants to test the water. So no telling what has come into play here. Of course, we're seeing again that infamous viral video just 2 weeks ago, and now he's back on the board. He is going to take some official visits, of course, the 2 programs that have really been pushing for him in the background that we think have really caused this rumbling, this upheaval to kind of give him a reason to back out. Of course, Steve Sarkisian and those Texas Longhorns down in Austin. He's going to take an official visit out there mid-June, June 20th. And of course, the Ohio State Buckeyes are a program that have really, really been pushing hard for him, even despite that short-lived commitment out there to Dan Lanning and the Oregon Ducks. And he's actually waiting till August 30th to take that official visit. So it's very unique to see why he's waiting so long, at the start of the season to take that Ohio State visit, despite Ohio State making a big push. And right now, this is a tough break. As much as success and turnaround we've kind of seen Dan Lanning take around in this recruiting trail this offseason, it has been kind of a tumultuous roller coaster for the Oregon Ducks, Mark. We know that, of course, this is not the only, unfortunate news for Dan Lanning from the recruiting trail. We know that, of course, in this 2025 class that he just signed, they've lost a 4-star offensive tackle signing in Eli. I'm going to pronounce this wrong. Colin Uvalu. He flipped to BYU, earlier, and this is the second decommitment, of course, that they've had from the Ducks. So again, nearly 10 days later, Dan Lanning loses one of the top edge rushers, not only in the state of California, but in this recruiting class. And he also loses a prominent defensive tackle, flipping to the BYU Cougars. So again, even though things seem to be going strong for the Oregon Ducks, there has been a tumultuous roller coaster as far as people being in and being out over in Eugene. So it'll be interesting to see where Dan Lanning's approach and his staff go in this offseason and where they're going to learn to pick up the pieces. They should be fine, but of course, losing a top edge rusher, losing a top offensive tackle are 2 key positions that you definitely don't want to be losing heading into this offseason as a recruiting trail heats up. But like I say, as the dominoes start to fall, as depths start to get saturated, a lot of these times these kids want to look to a place, especially when you are a top edge rusher in Richard Wesley, where you know that wherever you go, that people are going to be valuing your position, not just from an NIL standpoint, where he has the opportunity to possibly be an instant impact player. So again, the Oregon Ducks still are a possibility to regain his commitment, but for now, it looks like the Texas Longhorn and the Ohio State Buckeyes are very much the teams to watch here in trying to get him on their roster for this 2026 class. And remember, Wellesley is one of those guys, those unique talents that was in the 2027 class, but decided to reclassify in this 2026 class. So a lot of uphill battle for this kid. But again, it'll be interesting to see who makes it for the long haul. But again, that visit to Ohio State August 30 really kind of takes me to a loop why he's waiting so long. So you can bet that Ryan Day is definitely cooking up something interesting down there.
And Richard Wesley, as Leanne mentioned, testing the waters. I hear what you did there, testing the waters, testing the waters. So the pool time in Eugene, Oregon is not long. It's a short summer in Eugene, Oregon. So you can't take too many dives into the pool there. So he may find himself elsewhere. Maybe a few more in Columbus, and definitely a lot more in Austin, Texas, for sure. Got a call
Definitely a
coming in.
lot in Austin, Texas. Yeah.
Absolutely.